All right, let's settle into a mistake, okay? Let's settle into our meditation. Nice, comfortable, seated position. And, we are in this kind of season of gratitude, and so we can maybe just reflect on that. What are you grateful for? Maybe it's enough, I would often hear Venerable Rabina say things like, the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is say, oh, amazing, I didn't die in the night. How wonderful, I'm still here. But we tend to take that for granted, that we're going to wake up in the morning. We have all these plans, and then sometimes people don't wake up in the morning. The most bizarre reasons. So think about all the things in your life that you're grateful for, all the people in your life you're grateful for. And tomorrow night, I want to read you a little bit from, there's a beautiful, it's a short talk on the Jack Cornfield. He was a prominent Buddhist leader for the Spirit Rock, which is they're a Theravada tradition meditation center here, quite well known in this area. And Jack Cornfield has a beautiful way of writing, of communicating his thoughts. So tomorrow we'll think a little bit more about gratitude. But we just start it tonight. Now think about who it is in your life that you are grateful for, and what it is in your life that you are grateful for. Take a nice deep breath as we settle. Relax your body. I want to see you people. I'm going to take myself to the gallery. Try and relax your mind and lengthen your spine. Feel the feet through the floor. Shoulders are aligned with the hips, and your ears aligned with the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath. If there's any sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there, trying not to follow with the mind. And then just notice what thoughts might be arising in your mind. You can just keep it simple and say, well, I'm just thinking. And then you can put that beautiful little bag of thoughts on a nice white fluffy cloud or a beautiful lotus, and just allow that to float away. Just notice your breath, sensation of the air as you inhale and exhale. And then bring to mind all the people of your life, some of whom you will see on Thursday. The ones we love, strangers, and then the ones we don't like so much. Remembering these individual groups can change place at any time. And they're all equal in their wish to be happy and their wish to be free from suffering. We'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. And remember, there is no negativity that cannot be purified, and this purification process is basically a psychological one. And we create negativity with our mind so we can equally change it by creating positivity instead. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day and in this life and in all of our past lives. And you can think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of the future suffering that we ourselves will experience. And we know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove those karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And think again, I'm sick of suffering. And then think, who can I turn to? What can I do about it? So here we come to the power of reliance. And we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor who has the methods that we can use to purify. And we're not needing the Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods, his medicine. So here we have our Buddha. So just imagine this Buddha is made of light rather than paint and canvas, above the crown of your head and facing the same way as you. And you can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. He's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long. They're shaped like lotus petals, and they're peaceful, and they're full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So here we have this little section on compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing a wish for them to be free from suffering. So think of someone that you've harmed recently, maybe people or sentient beings you've harmed in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you, and we have compassion for them because they're going to suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. So we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dino Patita Dino Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasitsa Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasitsa Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified. And just imagine there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. And Vajrasapta very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra. And this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And it overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left, but it overflows quite powerfully. So imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite this mantra. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So feel your speech is completely purified and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech, and think about all the things that you write, the words that you put into your email, on paper, on social media, and think of the impact that has on other people's minds. You know, I just saw a story where Taylor Swift, who's, you know, this bit of a disaster down there in South America. It's very hot. People have collapsed. One person died, and people are sending her death threats. And these people are probably sending anonymously. It's just so easy to vomit out the mouth when no one really knows who you are. It's quite cowardly. I just think of the impact that it has on people's minds, because it's not only disturbing probably for her team, but also for all of her fans. You know, it's kind of disturbing to see that kind of thing being written. So just remember that whatever comes out of our mouth and lands on somebody's mind or in somebody's heart can stick, can stay there, can have a profound impact. So we want to make sure that that impact that we have on people is profound in a positive way. So next is a purification of the mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. It's the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and you flick on the switch, the darkness in the room is instantly dispelled. So just as the light hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all the attachment and neediness and anger and bitterness, depression, grudges, resentment, jealousy, all of this is instantly dispelled, not one atom left as you recite the mantra. Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Sedi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hom Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Sedi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hom Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Sedi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hom Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Sedi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hom Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Sedi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hom Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Sedi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hom Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering, and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And imagine Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita. Dira meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe, and Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita. Dira meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anurakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe and Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe and Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe and Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe and Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe and Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. So now feel that you are completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. So really try and imagine this. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now the power of resolve. And this is the fourth and final step in the process of purification, a really crucial one. And this is the determination to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. So Rinpoche used to talk about the everything existing on the tip of the wishes. I think I heard in a talk the other day, the aspiration. So without making a decision to do something, nothing's going to happen. So we just decide and rejoice in your past efforts, rejoice in your coming tirelessly night after night after night. And we're coming up to our third year. I think it's our third year. We'll be starting our third year, I think, in January. Amazing. That's quite something to rejoice about. It's a lot of mantra. So, I think this determination to not harm is becomes a beacon that guides our body, gives us strength. So Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind, melts into white light, and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. And a little bit about emptiness. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a moment. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And so make a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, to continue to be able to teach, for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and then for any of your own teachers. Just wish for them to have a long life so you can continue to study and practice with them. Okay, everyone. Lots of love. I will see you tomorrow evening. Thank you so much for hosting. Was it Shayla and Michael, whoever else is watching the